What's up? Happy day. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. What's going on? Hope you're doing well. Listen, I wanted to jump on here. Had a conversation about an hour or two ago. Someone was just interested in coaching, and we did some messaging back and forth, and we got on a call and had been using a personal trainer, and really had a good conversation, but it just started to bring up some memories of personal training. And if you didn't know, my name is Mark Avens, the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough. I'm currently an online coach. I don't think I'm ever going back to in-person training or coaching, but I am an online coach. I'm the creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough. It's a specific programs designed, an online coaching program designed to help men and women, busy moms and dads specifically, to help them lose weight, but not just to lose weight, to get it off and keep it off and do so without long workouts and impossible diets. Now, you can reach out to me after if you want any more information, but I wanted to jump on here to talk about personal training. I have a bit of experience, about 20 years of actually personal training clients. My first personal training client was in 1995. I stopped personal training about 3 years ago once I went online. Three and a half years ago. And I wanted to just resonated with me. I have so much experience in personal training. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't necessarily the only good trainer out there. There's lots of great trainers. But I want to come on here and share with you in this conversation there's so many things that I had to say, because this trainer that this person that was on a call with me was a terrible trainer. And again, I'm not naming anybody. This is not my point. It's just I wanted to give some insight to those of you who maybe are considering, now the gyms are open back up and you're thinking about maybe hiring a personal trainer to help get the COVID-19 pounds off of you. You know, you're back to the gym. Maybe you even had that gym membership, that personal training contract that you were in and you can't get out. I actually had a message or two from people there as well. And they're saying, I can't get out of the contract I'm in with a personal trainer. I've been using them and I haven't been getting any results, and it's been a terrible experience, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I know that's the case. I know, unfortunately, just like any other profession, there's some good ones and there's some bad ones. And as far as knowing whether or not it's a waste of money, I actually made a huge list. I was just jotting stuff down, and I was thinking to myself, what are the things that I've heard people that have come in and started training, personal training with me? This is in person, in the gym, when I owned a gym, when I did it in home. I worked with clients in home, at the beach. I've done boot camps. I've owned a gym. I did personal training in my gym. I've done personal training. I've offered personal training in corporate gyms, everything and anything pretty much under the sun. And while I don't offer personal training in person now, I do want to share with you really five big things, 5 ways to know whether or not your personal trainer is a waste of money. And to be completely honest with you, I would just share with you, I started out making, as far as personal trainers go, so I know back and what the cost of a good quality personal trainer, and even a bad one. You don't know what you get, right? There's no really certifying credentialing organizations for personal training. That's a whole nother topic to talk about. But I started personal training in 95, and I was getting about $20 an hour back in 1995. And my last clients, I had a couple that I was working with, and this is just put it in perspective now. And I would like to think that I brought a high value, but I know my last couple that I was training, clients, they were paying me about $30,000 a year. So I'm just going to give it to you in perspective. It's not to brag, just to share with you, there's an investment that is made when you're hiring a personal trainer. But back to the 5 ways to tell if your personal trainer is a complete waste of money and time, because it takes time, right? So number 1, I had literally a list of 20. So I'm going to give you just really kind of the top 5 as far as what I feel are the biggest wastes. Number 1, this is not in priority, 1 is not the top 1. So I have just 5, I wrote them down. In fact, honestly, the 5th one to me resonates the most in as far as where I'm at now. And number 1 though, a lot of trainers out there are more concerned about themselves and their own bodies and the way they look than their clients. They don't really care. They just care about making some money and working out hard, right? I want to keep that body tight. And hey, don't get me wrong, you got to practice what you preach. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But also realize that there's a lot of trainers, a lot of vanity that goes into being a trainer. And I totally get it. Just go look on Instagram. It's filled with lots of vain trainers who all they do is post themselves naked on, half naked pictures of themselves. Hey, don't get me wrong. You want to practice what you preach. We're going to talk about that as well. But that's the main concern. They don't care whether or not you show up as long as you're paying them money, right? I'm sorry, it's just the truth. I'm going to be blunt. And why I can say that is because I've been a trainer for a long time. I've seen a lot of that. Now, that's number one. Number two, and that kind of goes into the second part. They don't talk the talk and walk the walk. They might talk the talk. And they might say, hey, eat healthy and don't this. And I tell you, the last, honestly, in a gym setting, I'm not going to mention where, and even in my neighborhood was one of the funniest. Because I was when I just started online, a couple of years ago. I'll never forget, I saw this trainer who lived in my neighborhood, and I saw him pulling down some kettlebells and bars and things like that. And he's sitting there smoking. I'm not even joking you. Sitting there as he's walking down to train people on the beach. Okay, let's just put the setting. Beachfront setting, pulling stuff down, perfect. You've seen maybe some of my beach shots. Going down there to train a handful of people on the beach, smoking a cigarette. And one of those vape things, vaping up and smoking a cigarette. And I'm thinking to myself, what's going on here? What does not make sense? I guess, now again, you just can't change stupid, right? I think we're realizing that in general, with a lot of things going on in this world. There's a lot of stupid going on, and unfortunately, sometimes you just can't change stupid. So I would say is that they don't talk the talk and walk the walk. They tell you, oh, you better stop smoking as they're puffing away on the corner, stressed out because they can't get your results. So anyway, that's number two. Number three, they're more there for entertainment purposes than to get you results. In other words, they're more to kind of be your friend and hang out and share what you did over the weekend and, share that this stuff and, oh, you did that and, oh, you had your personal best workout. Okay, great. And, oh, that was nice to happen to my family. Those are all great. Don't get me wrong. There is a communication and a relationship that's built. I totally get that. But that almost ends up being what you're paying for. You're paying to have a friend, to go hang out for an hour, to have a friend to talk about life, right? Not to actually get some work done and get results. And isn't that what you kind of signed up for? At least if you're spending hard-earned money, whether it's $30,000 a year or $300 or whatever it is. So they're more of an entertainment purpose than actually getting you results, right? So that's number three. And again, those three, it's a waste of time and money. You got two more. And the other thing is they wing it. In other words, you go in, they come up with workouts on the fly. They don't have there's no structure. They're not keeping track. There's no sort of plan. There's no sort of schedule. They don't tell you what you're planned out for your workouts. There's everything's just kind of winging it, right? If you're paying good money for a trainer to wing it, let me go on YouTube and check out some new videos on the Bosu ball and let me see what I can do there. Let's go ahead and try some boxing. Never boxed before, but let me hold some mitts up so you can punch them and we can get some videos and share it on our Facebook that we're really working out hard. Really, seriously. So that, again, number four, it's another reason. Coming up with workouts on the fly, not having any kind of structure or plan. Do yourself a favor. Those are four. We got one more. Think about firing your trainer, doing something different, doing something that's actually going to provide you with why you're trying to get better, right? Why you're trying to lose the weight, right? Well, if you know your why, okay, I want to get in better shape. Do you want to just hire a trainer to tell all your friends, oh, I'm working with this trainer now. To tell at the country club, hey, this is no knocking country clubs. But I was like, hey, yeah, I'm working with this trainer now. Okay, well, what kind of results are you getting? Does that make sense? And here's the icing on the cake. And I know this because I think back to when I was a trainer, and it is, as much as I tried to be the best trainer and provide the best workouts and give the best direction and the best plan for my clients, I know I failed in this. And I'm just basically going to come out and tell you, is that your relationship stopped when your session was over. When you were done with your personal training session, so you paid $100 a session, $150. I know in some cities, I know there's a guy in New York right now, and he's a colleague of mine, he's doing online, and I think he commands about $300 a session, and actually he's one of the good ones, but I can tell $300 a session. But I know here's the problem, is that what happens the other 23 hours of the day? That's where the challenge comes for you. That's why you're not getting results. You can have the best of the best workouts. You can have it all dialed in. You can have the best motivating, like woohoo, roo-ha, yeah, like hoorah, roo-ha, hoorah, like trainer, best motivational. Oh, you're gonna do this, boom, boom, yeah, yeah. And then as soon as you walk out the door, the relationship is over. You got to wait until Wednesday. Today's Tuesday, right? So you got to wait until Thursday when you have your second training session. And then how many hours go in between there? Hours and hours and hours to mess up, to screw up with your food, to get stressed out, to watch more news, to, step on the scale 1,000 times before you get on and realize it's not going to move because none of the other things in your life got addressed. Your sleep habits, your nutrition. Oh my goodness. How many trainers out there never address what's going in your mouth and what you're eating? Does that make sense? And don't get me wrong, I am by no means perfect. In fact, I would say there was some of those things on that list that I'm definitely guilty of. The last one, I know there's some clients I worked with and once our session was over, is over. And then the next time I'd see them is the next session they'd pay me for. And that was an hour of my time. It's partly why I don't do it, because I know I could only be limited on how many people I can actually reach by doing one-on-one personal training. That's why I opened up a gym to service and had trainers work with me to be able to service 100, 150 local people here in the area and have trainers do that. That's one of the reasons. But I'll tell you what, even that to some extent failed. Gyms that have personal trainers in them that are paying, and you're paying top dollar. Again, is a personal training helpful for motivation? Yeah, but if it only required motivation to get in better shape, if it only required like being encouraged, look, I'm about as encouraging as it gets. It takes way more than that. I know some of my students, they struggle, and I can encourage them until they're, encouragement is overflowing, and I try to do that. But they still have to do the work. They still have to take action. They still have to have direction. They still have to have a plan. They still have to have accountability. That's the key. Accountability is the key. So those are just 5 ways. There's honestly like 1,000 ways to tell if your personal trainer is a waste of time and money. So then you're like, well, what the heck? Why is there so many personal trainers out there? Because there's so many people still hiring personal trainers. I don't even know how they exist anymore when there's people like me who provide a complete solution that can provide exactly somebody's nutrition plan, like done for you. You don't even have to think about it. Here's what you go to the store with. Here's what you get. Here's how much of it you're going to eat. Here's when you're going to get your results. You got to check in. Here's your accountability steps. Here's how you're going to connect with me. Here's what time I recommend you go to sleep. Here's all those things that people are just kind of clueless on. Like, shoot. Well, Mark, oh my gosh, the gym's closed. Well, it doesn't matter because the majority of my students don't even go to the gym. So you know what? Problem solved. You don't need a gym. You honestly, not to say that a gym isn't helpful. You can get in great. In fact, I might go today because I tried to work out early and the mosquitoes were killing me. So I might hit the gym just so I can get out of the mosquito freaking field here until I get them sprayed and killed. So I might go in there and get a little air conditioning and stuff. But I'll just tell you, and to be honest with you, man, 5 ways. There's so many ways to know if your personal trainer is a complete waste of time and money. Do yourself a favor. Be educated. Go into it. If you're looking just for somebody to motivate you, and then go ahead, have at it. Spend as much money as you want. But if you're truly looking for results, there's a better option out there. I'm one of those. Now, again, I'm not the right fit for everyone, but if you are in your 40s, if you're over 40, if you're a busy parent, mom or dad, and you're not looking to do long workouts, if you don't have the time in your day to schedule in those, if you have like 20 minutes or less to do workouts, but you can do them consistently, if you need the accountability set in place so that you can make sure you're successful and you have a coach that's going to be by your side, not just for the hour that you're training in a day, if that sounds like something you're interested in, chances are you need to hop on a call with me. You see, all I do on the call, it's 10 minutes. All I do is see where you're at, what you're trying to achieve, what obstacles are in the way, and we determine together if we're a good fit together and what that would look like in my coaching program. It's simple as that. And listen, I can tell you, I'm not yet, but I'm not $30,000 a year for personal training like I was when I actually did in-person personal training. I kid you not, I can show you my bank statements. I'm sure you don't care about that. But point is, if you're looking for a solution, a permanent solution, chances are a personal trainer is probably wasting you a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money. I hope this was helpful. This is Coach Mark Avens, creator of the Lean Body Breakthrough. Reach out to me if you got any questions, even if it's not even regarding my coaching program. If you want more answers about personal trainers, if you got questions, maybe you got a personal trainer, maybe you're in a contract, maybe you're trying to figure out what you need to do, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. That's all I got. Take care and have a blessed day. We'll see you.